Right, Brakti Yahweh, Brakti Yahushai, Brakti Yahweh, Brakti Yahushai, Brakti Yahweh, Brakti Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bahashim, Chakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of great most true well. Salutations to the hopefully elect out there. You CAMP&Sitdowns that do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. I'm the priest Shimon. I'm going to be talking about Luigi Maggiani, I believe. The alleged assassinator of the healthcare CEO that took place in New York. And I'm going to be speaking about the Tom Penny brother, the guy that was found not guilty of manslaughter or negligent homicide on the train, in 2023. Choked out. Forgot his first name. I think his name is Jordan Neely. So I'm going to speak on those things, and first up, the assassination attempt thing, the assassination attempt of this United Care Health CEO. Brothers were speaking about it in the chat. I said, look, there's two possible theories. Again, speaking as a man, one, it was personally driven, right? Because he had carved in the bullets, defend, deny, depose, which is a book going pretty much into how the the healthcare industry fucked people over. Or the second theory was some sort of insider trading. Reason being because the United Healthcare CEO, those guys was facing insider trading, and he also had ties back to Nancy Pelosi back in February, who bought a bunch of Palo Alto pretty much immediately after United Healthcare said they had a cyber attack, and the company they were going to go with to fix it was Palo Alto. So maybe it was an inside job to walk him off so he doesn't spill the beans on Nancy. But as time progressed, I lean more towards theory one. I think it's theory one. I think this guy, I think the assassination was more philosophical than anything. A reason being is, one, this guy was a valedictorian in an all-boys school, and he's an Ivy League graduate, 2 degrees. He's very book smart. People are saying he was very book smart, but not very street smart for having the 3D printed gun with the suppressor on it, canonically called a silencer, right? Colloquially, I'm trying to get new words in my vocabulary, called a silencer. And the whole thing was switching up the book bags and the monopoly money. He was inspired, by Ted Kaczynski, right, which was also a Harvard prodigy, right? I believe he went into Harvard like he was 16 years old. Very smart. He's also known as the Unabomber. He's famous for writing this 35,000 word manifesto against industrialism and all these different things. And the reason they call him the Unabomber because he bombed. He sent mail-in bombs to different industry, including the airline industry. Hence the Unabomber, right? So he left a review on Amazon concerning this book about Kaczynski, and he said, to think that violence is not necessary to make change is pretty much foolish, roughly paraphrasing his statement. And the reason I think this is not per se a psyop, because it's not like Thomas Crooks, right? When Thomas Crooks tried to assassinate President Trump, you couldn't find shit on this dude. It was very hard to find anything on him. But this guy, his whole social media was up. Look, they took down Meta, took down his Instagram. They initially took down his X account, but when Elon Musk got wind of it, he reopened it, and this guy pretty much got like a huge followers. He went from like 1,000 followers to like over 100,000. People are praising this dude because the healthcare system is completely a fucking scam, man. It's a huge scam. It's a huge racket. A lot of people get it. It's no different than the mafia. It's no different than the cartels, right? Because they monopolize healthcare. Think about it like this, right? LASIK eye surgery, when it was deemed something that had to be covered by insurance, it was $30,000. Who came up with that price? The monopoly did. But when it was ruled that it was something cosmetic and it was no longer subsidized by insurance companies, doctors had to compete, and the price went all the way down to like averaging now $4,000. So it's like, who says a heart surgery should be hundreds of thousands? Who's determining these prices? Well, these monopolies. And the thing with United Healthcare, it's a private company. It's a for-profit insurance company. So they're incentivized to save money, and really deny claims. They denied like 32% of their claims, which was like one of the highest amongst their industries. They went from 1 in 5 To put things in retrospect, United Healthcare went from a $35 billion market cap to over $400 billion market cap, and you have the CEO on his LinkedIn bragging about their revenues. That's pissing people off, man. That's pissing. You have a lot of people that's been outraged, paying all this health insurance money just to find out that, you know, when they do need it for a particular surgery or a serious scenario, they're getting denied. And they invested in algorithms, AI, to deny. They were invested in denying people. You know what I'll do? I have a link. I'll put a link under this video to a video that I saw when I was looking into this thing that resurfaced about, you know, they call it the United Health Care System. But it's this guy who pretty much goes into how the whole history on it, how they went to giving rational health care to people, denying most claims, all that type of stuff. How one of the CEOs left like $500 million in net worth. I'll put a link to that, you know. So I think it was organic, man. I think this is what this guy believed, you know. Now you might say, well, why did he have the gun on him? And, you know, this is me again speaking as a man. If Zelensky, Ted Zelensky was his was somebody that he favored. Remember, this guy read over 295 books, and basically on his social media, the dude had a regular life. You know, he had a bunch of friends. He was popular. Apparently, you know, a bunch of bitches are saying this guy looked good, you know, when you read the comments and shit. So you see, and he had money. So that's how come I don't think it was an assassination thing for money. It seems like it was a philosophy. That was his philosophy. And so, you know, that's my theory on it. You know, like I said, he read over 295 books. And also something that came out on his social media was he went missing for like 5 months. Not missing, but people like, where are you? So he had time to plan it out. Now, why keep the gun? Why keep all of the 4 IDs on you and things like that? Me, speaking as a man, I don't think he intended to get caught. You know, like Zelensky, Ted Zelensky, he was doing what he was doing from 1978 to 1995. You know, I think this guy was, in his mind, I think he was trying to get away and keep going. You know, maybe keep targeting other CEOs, keep sending this particular message. I think he wanted to go that route, but he was identified at the McDonald's in PA. You know, and it turns out he actually does love McDonald's. And like, there's a bunch of Instagram posts on him, not a bunch, but a few Instagram posts on him with, you know, holding up McDonald's. Now, with that said, let me go to the scripture right here, because we never advocate taking violence into your own hands. We know this man is wicked. We know a lot of shit in his system is wicked, but we never, and we will never condone taking shit into your own hands and putting up a manifesto to change things, because that is not our role. Our job is just to prophesy. This is the book of Zephaniah 3 and 8. It says, therefore, wait ye upon me, saith the Lord. So we're waiting on the Lord. We know the so-called white man is wicked. We know that the whole healthcare insurance shit is a complete scam. You know, that link that I'm gonna put into this video, one of the alternatives they were saying was just, you know, we should go to government subsidized, because, you know, the government approves more claims, which is true. The government would approve more claims, but guess what? Anytime the government subsidized shit, it also goes up and very expensive in price, right? Look at college. So, you know, really the best thing to do is just let these people compete to come up with true prices of healthcare. You know, but this whole insurance shit, you know, once it's subsidized by whether it's a government organization or private organization, you know, they could dictate the price of things and create a monopoly. So it is a scam, right? So anyways, it says, therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. Right. So this is the Most High's program. The Most High is Yahweh Shai is gonna come back and be the one be doing the killing. Because guess what? When Yahweh Shai is doing the killing, it's in the righteous retribution. He's not gonna be put on trial by no court system and none of that bullshit. All right. You know, it's just gonna be righteous, because this place is wicked. You know, the laws agree. The scriptures tell you that. The book of Isaiah 10 and 1. The things that he prescribes are grievous. You know, a lot of people on common boards was pretty much praising this dude, talking about free him, because they've been fucked over. Some people have lost their family. They lost a lot of money. One thing the United Healthcare System was doing, that company, was They will wait for your situation and then decide whether they're going to approve it or not. Meaning, have you go through the whole hospitalization situation and then say, okay, well, based on this, we're going to deny you. And now you left with a fucking bill that could destroy you financially, big time. You know? These pills be like $100 and shit. You don't know about it because, you know, you got covered, but come to find out you're not covered. You're like, wait a minute, that pill costs $100? They're like, yeah. So you got people that, and I said, this has been going on for years, man. People have been writing these letters, pissed off at the fact that they got to talk to an answering machine. So it's crazy because it makes it look like this guy's theory was right, that the only way for a light to be shed on situations that corporations take advantage of people is to do acts of violence. It makes it look like, okay, this is the route, you know. But hey, certain things are psyops, certain things are organic. They could also take an organic situation and use it as a psyop, meaning use it for their benefit. I think this is just me personally speaking as a man. I think this is an organic situation, unless, you know, more information comes out that prove otherwise. But I don't see this guy similar to Thomas Crooks, wherein the information was hidden, you know. And the fact that the NYC police acted immediately and brought a lot of attention to it also makes it seem like it was organic. You know, if they admitted a lot of his information, blocked and scrubbed a lot of his social media, and not look into it, then I'd be like, okay, you know, what's more here? But again, seeing like right now, this is how it's looking, you know. But we don't, again, the scriptures I'm bringing out, we don't condone that. You don't take shit into your own hands. We already know the system is corrupt. We don't do shit like that. That's not what the scriptures tell us to do. You know, we're not no Black Panthers, revolutionary, and get guns and nothing. No, it's all about faith and just teaching the work of the Lord. It says, until the day that I rise up to the prey, for my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdom to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with fire of my jealousy. Right. So, and that's the thing too. Let's say you want to go that idiotic route of trying to take out this person and take out that person. That you're not going to topple this man's system. You know, Yahweh Shai is going to have to be the one to come back, because that's his glory. You know, we prophesy on the wickedness and we expose it, you know, and with the information that's coming out, you could do far more due diligence and shit for your lessons and bring out more information, right? But we don't try to take things in our own accord. We tell you to be law-abiding citizens, man. Pay your taxes and just deal with the hell. This is the hell we're meant to serve. Yeah, it's certain things that's fucked up, but this is what we were put here to do, to deal with this bullshit, you know? So, you know, that's my thoughts on that. That's why I think he still got stuck with the gun. You know, this is what I again, speaking as a man and bringing out some scriptures, you know, I think it was an organic event, you know what I'm saying, in terms of, you know, this guy trying to, you know, be a duplicate of the Unabomber, somebody that he thought was, you know, sort of doing a just cause, you know. So can't say it's money driven. His family was wealthy. He had money. Hell, when they caught him, he had like $8,000 in cash on him. That's a lot of things he was doing. He was doing a lot of things in cash, so he wouldn't be traced. So, now let's speak about the Tom Penny thing, right? The Tom Penny, he's a Edomite that, you know, put that Jake in a chokehold on the train back in 2023. He was found not guilty. Again, speaking as a man, you know, he was found not guilty of second-degree manslaughter and negligent homicide, right? Now, when you look up the definitions for those things, and you can look them up on Google, and you watch the videos for yourself, and you come to your own conclusion. Hey, man, I didn't see second-degree manslaughter, and I didn't see negligent homicide, right? Because when you watch the videos, there's multiple videos and body cam footage. One, he didn't die after the chokehold. The guy was still breathing. He had a pulse. And Tom Penny, the Edomite, he was putting that dude in a position to recover after the chokehold. In fact, and this is something that the media admitted, that he wasn't alone. He was putting him in a chokehold, but you had two other Jakes that was holding down that dude, because that dude apparently went into the subway saying, "I'm ready to go to jail. I'm ready to kill people," all that type of shit. and that's when that Edomite took action. He put him in a chokehold, but based on his testimony, based on his because his witness statement, not his witness statement, man, you know, when they sit you down, the detectives talk to you, he talked with no lawyer, and pretty much everything he said was pretty much going in line with the body cam footage showed of what people said about it. You know, it seems like this guy just came to defend the woman and shit. That drug addict dude the Jake was a homeless drug addict. He was threatening to kill people, so it seemed like that's what he did. He stepped in. You know, again, you can watch this for yourself. He said that he didn't put pressure to do it, because he said once the guy started holding him down and he caught him, he was the one that said call the cops. The Edomite was the one that said, look, call the cops. Now the narrative is, let's paint it as a white on black crime kind of thing, and of course BLM has their particular motives. They only show up when an Edomite killed Jake. They're not around when Jake killed Jake. So their purposes are more nefarious than anything. But like I said, I don't think that's what that Edomite was trying to do. Me personally, again, speaking as a man, I don't think that dude was just trying to outright kill that Jake, because if he wanted to, he definitely could have. I mean, this Marine, he could have got it done in under 6 minutes. But you had different examiners. The prosecuting examiner, Edomite woman, said, I don't give a fuck if you gave that dude enough drugs to kill an elephant. It was a choke, did it. But the defense examiner, who specializes in different chokeholds, he said, look, the chokehold that was given, it doesn't fit either a blood hold chokehold that put somebody to death. I forgot the other. It basically didn't fit the two types of chokehold that are responsible for death. So now I'll say this, and I'm going to read this scripture, Zechariah 11:5. It says, who possesses slay them and hold themselves not guilty. Right, so who are our possessors? The so-called white man. So you do have Edomites that fuck Jake up, kill Jake, and get off scotch-free. You know what I'm saying? You do have that. But the thing with this situation was like, okay, if he hated Jake, if this dude was like, all right, I'm just gonna kill this Jake and fuck Jake, then all he had to do was switch cards and just had that Jake kill the other Jake woman he was threatening, because that Jake was threatening Jake woman. You know what I'm saying? Nigga woman, all that, Latino woman. So if he really didn't give a fuck, he could just switch train cards, because he had the ability, he had the former Marine experience to take this dude out. He could have said fuck these people and just crossed the card. The fact that he did subdue that Jake, it kind of, it's the narrative is counterintuitive, right? If I wanted to see Jake die, I could just switch cards and let that nigga kill people. But the fact that he stepped in and subdued him, and not only him, two other Jakes, you know what I'm saying? Again, speaking as a man, I don't think that particular situation was a Zechariah 11:5 situation. Anyways, but it says, slay them and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. So the so-called white man, in his authority, and that's why we tell you, be wise as serpents, harmless as dove, and don't go against these goddamn cops, because they have the power to kill you. And there are situations where they get off. Now there are situations too when Jake get off, but for some reason the media don't show that, because let's face it, they also want to push like a race riot, which is going to come to pass. They want to push that race riot too. They look, man, they're opportunists, right? They use organic situations for their own psyop. Because there's a guy, his name was Andrew Coffey IV, right? You could look this Jake up. He pretty much, there was a SWAT raid in his house. They were coming for his father, and he saw I guess the front part of a gun. He just opened up fire. He killed an Edomite officer, and his girlfriend died in a crossfire, and they tried to pin that on him too. But he was acquitted of both, and he was a felon. He was acquitted of killing that Edomite officer. He was acquitted of killing his girl, because it wasn't his fault. He was just shooting in defense, and he was a felony. So the charge that he was facing was, a felony owning the possession of a firearm. But like I said, like these situations, and they know how people, they kind of play on emotions. You know what I'm saying? They play on our emotions. They know how it looks, the optics of it. But when you step back and just say, you know what, I'm just gonna look at raw evidence. Sort of judge it if it was two Jakes doing this and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I could see why he didn't get hit with second-degree manslaughter by the definition of Esau law or negligence homicide based on the videos, the body cam videos, the witness statements. You know what I'm saying? So that's it on that, man. You do have organic events of shit happening. You do have the elites that could use these events how they want, for their particular narrative. Like I said, as things stand out in the spirit, I'm saying I think this guy did that out of a philosophical reason than anything. The way things in society is set. You know what I'm saying? Now, to what purpose they might use that for, who knows? They could say, look, this is a reason that government healthcare should be more prominent. Who knows? Whatever reason they could use out of that. But I think it was an organic event. And that was my thoughts on the Tom Penny situation. Look, a lot's happening, so there's a lot to speak on. So whatever comes up, we'll speak on it, give our thoughts, and put some scriptures, and that's that. So I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, true well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there. You Akim to Sadakim that do this thing in the most truth and sincerity. Shalom.